Act I, The Accidental Fame, opening, Griffin kitchen, Meg's filming herself for a school video project while Peter clumsily makes a sandwich in the background. He trips, flings mayonnaise into the air, and it lands perfectly in the shape of Abraham Lincoln on Lois's back. Chris, whoa. It's like the Gettysburg Address, but with mayo. Meg uploads the clip with the title, "MAYO-LINCOLN Dad Fail." By the next morning, it has millions of views. Lois, Meg, you're going viral. Peter, what's viral? Do I need ointment? Cutaway, Peter at a doctor's office being handed a giant novelty tube labeled, "For internet viruses only." Act 2, The Rise. Meg gets approached by a local talent agent, Randy Slick, who promises to turn her into Quahog's biggest influencer. Randy, we'll monetize your life. Start with merch, brand deals, and a TikTok dance where your dad gets hit with condiments. Peter, finally. My natural gift for food injuries pays off. Stewie, sensing opportunity, offers to be Meg's creative director. Stewie, I'll ensure your brand is strategically chaotic, like an adorable nuclear accident. Brian, that's not a compliment. Within a week, Meg's everywhere, local commercials, guest on Tom Tucker's morning segment, and even a sponsorship with Quahog Mayo Company, spread the love. B-plot, Chris the hype man. Chris gets jealous and decides to be Meg's hype man. He interrupts her public appearances shouting things like, "She once ate 47 M&Ms in under a minute. Her toenails are 100% real." Meg, Chris, you're not helping. Chris, then why do I have this megaphone? Cutaway, Chris using a megaphone to narrate Peter at the grocery store. He's picking up beef jerky, now he's smelling it. And he's putting it in his pants. Act 3, The Fall. At the height of her fame, Meg's invited to be a guest judge at the Quahog Food Fight Festival. The event is live-streamed to thousands. Randy tells her, remember, be quirky but relatable. Meg, got it. But during the first round, Peter accidentally nails her with an entire pumpkin pie. She slips, crashes into the judge's table, and flings mayo everywhere, including onto Mayor West's prized suit. Mayor West, this is a tragedy, and dessert. Clips flood the internet with the hashtag #MayoMegFail. Her followers drop instantly. Act 4, The Lesson. Meg sulks in her room, scrolling through comments. Stewie, welcome to the internet. One moment you're a star, the next you're a meme. Peter, being a meme's not so bad. I've been at least 12. Cutaway montage, Peter as confused guy eating pizza, angry snow shoveler, and shirtless man falling off golf cart. Lois convinces Meg to make one final video, not for fame, but for herself. Meg posts a simple clip of her playing guitar and singing. It only gets a few hundred views, but the comments are all genuinely positive. Act V, Epilogue, Kitchen. Later, Peter. So, Meg, you done with the fame thing? Int. Griffin living room, night, everyone watching TV. A cop drama plays. Peter eats popcorn like it's a race. TV announcer VO, next on Law and Order, Grocery Unit, they cracked the case of the missing pudding cups. Peter, puffed up. Ha! I could be a cop easy. You just eat donuts and yell, freeze a lot. Lois. Peter, being a police officer is serious business. Peter. Lois, the only serious business I've ever been in was that time I accidentally started a ferret rental service. Cutaway gag, ext a street, day. Peter hands a lady a ferret. Peter, remember, bring him back by Tuesday, and don't let him drive. Brian. Peter, the academy isn't easy. You've gotta pass physical tests, written exams. Peter. Brian, please. I once passed a test where the only question was, are you awake? Stewie chuckles, astonishing. The bar is subterranean. Act 1 Int. Quahog Police Academy, day. Peter shows up wearing aviator sunglasses and a cop dad t-shirt. Joe Peter, you sure you want to do this? Peter Joe, buddy, I was born for this. Montaged, Peter at police training push-up test. Peter does one, then lies down for a nap. Shooting range, Peter shoots the target's hat, then says, headshot, like he's in a video game. Chase drill, Peter gets distracted by an ice cream truck. Int. Police Department, day. Chief of Police hands Peter a badge. Chief, well, somehow you passed. Welcome to the force. Peter, sweet. Do I get a siren hat? Chief, that's not a thing. Int. Griffin House, night. Peter shows badge to family. Peter, from now on, I'm Officer Griffin. And my first order is, Chris, you're under arrest for eating my leftover pizza. Chris, but you said I could have it. Peter, tell it to the judge. Puts colander on his head, I'm the judge. Cutaway gag, int. OLD West courtroom. Peter as a cowboy judge. Peter, I sentence you to 3 tumbleweeds and a kazoo. Act 2 Int. Quahog Streets, day. Peter strolls around issuing bizarre tickets to citizens. Peter, you, sir, are fined for excessive loud shirt wearing. Tom Tucker, but it's Hawaiian Day. Peter, tell it to the beach. Cut to a bewildered Tom talking to sand. Int. Griffin House, night. Lois confronts Peter about the chaos his arrests have caused. Lois, Peter, you've got to stop. The town's in chaos. Tom Tucker tried arguing with a beach. Peter, Lois, I'm the law. It's like when I was the king of Bogland. Cutaway gag, ext, Bogland. Peter in a fast food crown. Peter, I declare fries on the house, and a castle made of onion rings. Act 3 Int. Quahog Police Station, day. Joe, Lois, and Chief decide they need to stop Peter. Episode title, Peter joins the police. Cold open Int. Griffin living room, night. Everyone watching TV. A cop drama plays. Peter eats popcorn like it's a race. TV announcer VO, next on Law and Order, grocery unit, they cracked the case of the missing pudding cups. Peter, puffed up. Ha! I could be a cop easy. You just eat donuts and yell, freeze a lot. Lois, Peter, being a police officer is serious business. Peter, Lois, the only serious business I've ever been in was that time I accidentally started a ferret rental service. Cutaway gag, ext, a street, day. Peter hands a lady a ferret. Peter, remember, bring him back by Tuesday, and don't let him drive. Brian, Peter, the academy isn't easy. You've got to pass physical tests, written exams. Peter, Brian, please. I once passed a test where the only question was, are you awake? Stewie chuckles, astonishing. The bar is subterranean. Act 1 Int. Quahog Police Academy, day. Peter shows up wearing aviator sunglasses and a cop dad t-shirt. Joe Peter, you sure you want to do this? Peter Joe, buddy, I was born for this. Montaged, Peter at police training push-up test. Peter does one, then lies down for a nap. Shooting range, Peter shoots the target's hat, then says, headshot, like he's in a video game. Chase drill, Peter gets distracted by an ice cream truck. Int. Police Department, day. Chief of Police hands Peter a badge. Chief, well, somehow you passed. Welcome to the force. Peter, sweet. Do I get a siren hat? Chief, that's not a thing. Int. Griffin House, night, Peter shows badge to family. Peter, from now on, I'm Officer Griffin. And my first order is, Chris, you're under arrest for eating my leftover pizza. Chris, but you said I could have it. Peter, tell it to the judge. Puts colander on his head, I'm the judge. Cutaway gag, int. Old West courtroom, Peter as a cowboy judge. Peter, I sentence you to 3 tumbleweeds and a kazoo. ACT2EXT Aquahog Street, day, Peter patrols the neighborhood, armed with unnecessary enthusiasm and zero tact. Peter, through loudspeaker, all right, citizens of Quahog, this is Officer Griffin. Prepare to be arbitrarily judged. Peter mistakenly arrests a jogger for stealing free air from the environment and loitering while running. EXT a park, day, Peter attempts to ticket squirrels for illegal nut storage. Peter, if you don't come out, I'll have no choice but to enforce jelly donut protocol. The alarm blared, echoing through the museum. Visitors froze mid-scream, kids clung to their parents, and one man fainted dramatically near the gift shop just to steal some free mints. The head guard shouted, "Nobody leaves. The thief is still inside." Lois spun toward Peter. "Peter, please tell me you didn't." Peter, still covered head to toe in fire suppression foam, waved his arms. "Lois, I didn't steal it. But, if someone offered it to me along with a slice of cake, I wouldn't say no." Brian's tail flicked. "The diamond's gone. This isn't some prank. Whoever took it did it during the blackout." Stewie crossed his arms. "Oh please, I already know who took it." Everyone looked at him. Stewie smirked. "Me? Or at least, I was going to take it. But it seems some other clever little insect got to it first." Security herded the crowd into the main hall while police officers questioned them. A tall man in a trench coat and sunglasses stood in the corner, quietly watching. Stewie noticed him immediately. Brian whispered, "You're staring." "I'm observing, Brian. That man is no ordinary visitor. First, his shoes, dust from a red clay region. Second, his coat, lined with lead to block scanners. Third, his sunglasses, tacky beyond redemption. Clearly a professional." Brian rolled his eyes. "Or just a tourist." Stewie's tone darkened. "A tourist who doesn't blink? I don't think so." Meanwhile, Peter wandered over to a display case holding ancient Roman artifacts. He picked up a bronze helmet and put it on. A guard ran over, horrified. "Sir, put that back." Peter struck a gladiator pose. "Are you not entertained?" Quick cutaway. Peter in a real Roman Colosseum, being chased by an angry lion while a vendor sells "I survived the Colosseum" t-shirts. The lights flickered again. In the brief moment of darkness, Stewie saw the trench coat man slip through a service door. Without hesitation, Stewie grabbed Brian's collar. "Come along, canine, adventure awaits." They slipped out, unnoticed by Lois, who was busy filling out a witness statement that mostly complained about the lack of cake. Behind the scenes of the museum, Stewie and Brian found a maintenance corridor. They heard footsteps ahead. Stewie pulled out a small device from his overalls, a multi-mode laser cutter. If this man thinks he can outwit me, he's about to get a free crash course in disappointment. Act I, The Great Debussening, Griffin living room, Lois folds laundry. Peter's doom scrolling on his phone with a pouty face. "Peter, Lois, Facebook did the unthinkable, they deboosted my post." "Lois, what post?" Peter, my magnum opus, a 38-minute video of me ranking every chip flavor from "You Kiss Me on the Mouth" to "We Call the Police." Brian, maybe the algorithm favored content with a value. Peter, excuse me, salt and vinegar discourse is the backbone of democracy. Cutaway, Constitutional Convention. Peter slaps a bag of chips on the table. Gentlemen, before we talk liberty, let's settle sour cream and onion. Ben Franklin, agreed. Meg wanders in. Dad, the algorithm punishes low watch time. People bail if your intro's boring. Peter gasps, how dare you, I started with a 3-minute throat-clearing montage. Tom Tucker appears on TV. Tonight, Quahog's biggest influencer agency, Influency, opens a local office promising to optimize your brand. Also, a raccoon learned to scooter. Peter's eyes sparkle. Lois. If I master the algorithm, I'll be famous, rich, and finally allowed to use the good scissors. Lois, Peter, don't. Peter, too late, I've begun my hero's journey. Cutaway, Peter in a cloak walking 2 steps, tripping over a Roomba. Ow. Mythology hurts. Act 2, Influency Incorporated, Influency Office, neon signs, cold brew on tap, employees in ring lights, slick rep, Jax, greets Peter, Lois, Meg, Brian. Jax, welcome. We turn nobodies into mid-tier somebodies. Our secret? The algorithm whisper. Brian, you named a spreadsheet. Jax, multiple spreadsheets. They run diagnostics on Peter. A dashboard flashes, core niche, unhinged dad. Retention risk, high. Brand safety, nope. Jax, we'll fix you with 3 steps, hook. Loop. Shill. Peter, hook like pirates. Loop like Fruit Loops, shill like. Better not say. Meg gets an intern lanyard. Jax, Meg, you'll shadow the optimization team. Meg, surprised, really? Jax, we love your resume note, willing to be invisible. Companies call that stealth talent. Stewie, who tagged along, eyes the control room. Stewie, to Brian, do these clowns think they control attention? I was born controlling attention. Watch me hijack their mainframe, then sell it an NFT of its own despair. Brian, please don't rug pull a building. Montage, Peter films 6-second hooks shouting wait. Before you microwave that fork. Jax throws confetti whenever the word engagement is said. Lois practices reading sponsor scripts with deadpan precision. Today's chaos is brought to you by Squarespace, Ridge Wallet, and Moisture Repellent Meat Socks. Cutaway, NASCAR car covered in sponsor logos, but it's Peter's shirt. He high-fives a pit crew that's just 2 raccoons.
Episode title: Peter vs. The Algorithm, cold, open INT. Griffin living room, evening. Everyone on the couch. Peter doom scrolling on his phone, a mountain of snack wrappers nearby. TV announcer, VO, coming up next on Quahog News. The rise of clickbait. Are you being manipulated by headlines? The answer may shock you. Peter, skip boring. If I want to be manipulated by headlines, I'll go on Facebook and argue with my Aunt Patty about whether soup is a drink. Lois, Peter, you spend way too much time on that phone. Peter, I'm researching. It's important that I keep up with what the algorithm wants from me. Stewie snickers. Yes, the algorithm. The invisible god you pray to by offering it your dignity and a limited attention span. Brian says the toddler who posted a review of his stroller and called it minimalist Scandinavian. Stewie, I stand by that. The wheelbase is an atrocity. MEG'S sighs, I just wish the algorithm wanted me. Peter, don't we all, Meg? Don't we all? Now, if you'll excuse me, typing, I have to comment first on a video of a raccoon making pancake batter. Cut to title card. Act 1 Int. Quagmire's kitchen, morning. Quagmire scrolls on an iPad. Peter, Cleveland, and Joe sit around a small table with coffee. Quagmire giggity. Guys, look at this. Local dad goes viral after falling into inflatable pool during gender reveal for dog. For 0.2 million views. Peter, for million for falling in a pool? Beat, I fall down all the time. For free. Cleveland, maybe you just need a hook. Something the algorithm likes. Joe mutters, or you could just not do reckless things for attention. Peter, Joe, buddy, this is America. Reckless things are our attention. Cutaway gag, EXT, White House lawn day, fantasy. Peter, wearing a sash that says Secretary of Antics, demonstrates a backflip on a hoverboard, immediately flies into a bush. President OS, give that man a medal of virality. Back to scene Quagmire anyway. People make bank as creators. If you can figure out the algorithm, you're set. Peter, oh, I got this. I'll be the biggest creator since God made man and then invented sweatpants.
Int.
Griffin kitchen, later. Lois cooks eggs. Peter enters wearing sunglasses, a GoPro, and a cape made from a Quick Mart banner reading, 2 for $5. Lois, Peter, why is my shower curtain missing? Peter branding. Poses, I'm starting a channel. Peter problems. It's like life hacks, but the hack is me. Chris, what's the first video? Peter, can you eat only corn for 24 hours? Beat, spoiler. Yes, but you'll sound like a maraca. Stewie, chipper. You'll need distribution.
And a real strategy.
Also a thumbnail where you look shocked and hold a red circle around a toaster. Brian, I'm starting a true crime podcast. Murder at Maple Lane. Real harrowing stuff. MEG, why is everyone making content all of a sudden? Peter, because America, Meg. We used to make cars, now we make vibes. Montage. Peter chases the algorithm clip 1. Peter tastes hot sauces labeled mild, medium, why, and call priest. He breathes fire. The smoke detector starts a beatbox. Clip 2. Peter dances on a hoverboard, spins into the recycling bin. The bin rolls down the driveway into the street. Clip 3. Peter attempts a cooking hack. Toast bread with a hairdryer. The bread flies into the fish tank. Fish looks unimpressed. End montage. End. Griffin living room, night. Everyone watches Peter's channel on TV. The view count shows 27 views. Peter 27? That's it? How does Pancake Raccoon have 4 million and I have 27? Stewie, did you include subtitles, a call to action, and tag the right interests? Also, your face looks like a ham that lost its union.
Couch to keyboard.
Chris is hunched over a glowing monitor, headset on, mashing keys like they owe him money. Chris, take that, Noob Slayer 69. Oh no, he took me. Peter, watching son. What are you doing? Chris, playing Warblast 3000. It's an online battle royale. Peter, back in my day, online battle was just yelling at the guy in the next house over. Chris meets a ragtag esports team. Pixel Pete, 45-year-old dad who plays in the garage. Lady Lag, a barista who multitasks matches and latte art. Mouse Lord, mysterious guy who only types in Morse code. Coach Dylan over headset, alright losers, if we're gonna win, we need discipline. Chris, stop spinning in circles and actually shoot something. Chris, but I like the spin. Montage. Chris doing push-ups on the keyboard builds finger stamina. Peter trying to help by bringing snacks, spilling cheese dust on the mouse. Stewie practicing in secret, playing with the reaction speed of a caffeinated hummingbird. Tournament day crowds, flashing lights, giant screens. Quagmire, Cleveland, and Joe show up to cheer. Chris's team faces the Kill Streakers, local legends led by Smug Teen, T0 Zigzane. Act I, the incident, opening. Drunken Clam, Peter, Quagmire, Cleveland, and Joe are playing darts. Quagmire. Bullseye. Giggity. Joe. Nice shot, Quag. Peter. Not bad, but watch this. Throws dart backwards, hits the jukebox. See? Now it's free play. The jukebox blares an old Quagmire karaoke track. A group of young people at a nearby table start filming him on their phones. Guy. Whoa, listen to the lyrics. Did he just rhyme romance with mandatory pants? Girl. This is going on Quahog Twitter. Cutaway. Quagmire on stage years ago, singing a cringe love ballad called Don't Tell HR. By the next morning, #GiggityGate is trending. Act 2. Social media storm. Lois shows Peter her phone. Look at this. Quagmire's video has 1 million views and everyone's calling for him to be held accountable. Peter. Oh no, Lois, the internet's mad. That means they'll stop being mad in 3 hours. But the backlash grows. The airline suspends Quagmire from flying, pending review. He's swarmed by reporters in his driveway. Quagmire. I was singing, not making a TED Talk. Reporter. Sir, do you apologize to Pants? Brian sees an opportunity and convinces Quagmire to rehabilitate his image through a tasteful interview for the Quahog Times. Quagmire. Fine, but I'm not talking about pants again. B-plot. Stewie's PR firm. Stewie overhears and decides to start a crisis management business out of his room. His first client? Herbert, who wants to rebrand as a neighborhood history enthusiast. Stewie. First, ditch the popsicles. Second, wear this cardigan. Herbert. But it's itchy. Stewie. It's either that or a Netflix documentary about you. Act 3. The apology tour. Brian coaches Quagmire through a sit-down interview. Brian. Speak from a heart. Be remorseful. Don't wink. Quagmire. Got it. Winks immediately. During the interview, Quagmire tries to apologize, but ends up telling more embarrassing stories. Clips go viral again. Cutaway. Quagmire in 1998 inventing Casual Friday by showing up in swim trunks. Meanwhile, Peter starts defending Quagmire online with fake accounts at Definitely Not Peter, at Peter But in Disguise, and at Lois Hot 1980. Act 4. The redemption stunt. Stewie proposes a grand gesture to reset Quagmire's public image. Host a charity event for pantsless rescue animals. Invite local influencers. Live stream the whole thing. At the event, Quagmire is doing well, until Peter accidentally turns on a projector showing old vacation footage of Quagmire in very questionable beachwear. The crowd gasps, #start trending again. #Beachgate. Act V. Twist ending. Quagmire storms off, but later discovers all the attention has made him more popular with a certain audience. A new airline hires him as their edgy mascot. Quagmire. Turns out in some markets, bad publicity is great publicity. Giggity. Stewie closes his PR firm with one final line. In public relations, you either die a hero or trend long enough to sell t-shirts. Tag scene. Peter wears Quagmire merch and sips from a mug that says mandatory pants. Lois. Peter, you're part of the problem. Peter. Lois, I am the problem. The end. Act I. The call to action. Opening. Griffin kitchen. A Lois is going through a pile of envelopes. Lois. Oh, great. Another letter from the Quahog Elementary PDA. They're having their annual election. Peter. PDA? That's the group that decides if kids get extra recess or extra broccoli, right? Lois. It's a lot more than that, Peter. The current president, Carol DeVries, has been in charge for years and is running unopposed again. Peter. Unopposed? Sounds like when I ran for prom king against no one and still lost. Cutaway. Teenage Peter at prom. The ballot says Peter Griffin and abstain. Results. Abstain wins by a landslide. Peter. I want a recount. Meg. Mom. Why don't you run? Lois. I don't know. PDA politics can get ugly. Stewie. Ugly? Oh, delightful. That's where the real blood sport lies. Peter. Lois, do it. You can finally get revenge on whoever banned chocolate milk at lunch. Lois. That was me, Peter. Peter. Oh. Then done ban it. Then ban it again. Keep them guessing. Act 2. The campaign trail, Griffin living room. Later, Lois announces her candidacy. Peter immediately becomes her campaign manager, wearing sunglasses indoors and carrying a clipboard. Peter. We'll run this like a presidential race. Posters, slogans, dirt on our opponents. Lois. Peter, I'm not smearing anyone. Peter. Too late. I already put up flyers saying Carol once parked in a stork-only space. Cutaway. Carol parking in front of a stork statue, the stork shaking its head disapprovingly. Meg volunteers to run social media. She posts wholesome pictures of Lois and one slow-motion video of her angrily whisking pancake batter with the caption, PDA Mom with no mercy. Stewie, ever the schemer, offers debate prep that's basically propaganda training. Stewie. Remember, Lois, eye contact is power. If your opponent blinks, you've already won. If you don't blink, you've really won, but also maybe creep people out. B-plot. Brian's book club trouble. Brian joins the Quahog Library's serious literature circle, expecting refined conversation. Instead, it's three guys reading fast and furious novelizations. Club leader. This week, Chapter 8. Dom teaches us about family and carburetors. Brian. This isn't literature. Club leader. Then why does it have chapters? Brian decides to elevate the group by bringing in the Great Gatsby. The next meeting, everyone just replaces Gatsby with Vin Diesel and reads it in racing metaphors. Brian. I kinda love it. Act 3. Debate night. Quahog Elementary Gym. Debate moderator Tom Tucker. Tonight, Lois Griffin versus Carol DeVries. Topic 1. Vending machine options. Carol. We must focus on healthy snacks. Lois. Kids deserve treats in moderation. Peter, from the crowd, and by moderation, she means 3 candy bars a day. The debate heats up. Carol accuses Lois of being too lenient on field trip rules. Lois points out Carol's infamous fruit-only Halloween party. Cutaway. Kids sadly eating grapes while a skeleton hands out raisins. Act I. The spark. Opening. Griffin kitchen. Lois is making dinner while Peter sits at the table watching videos on his phone. Peter. Lois. Look at this guy making spaghetti with a hairdryer. Lois. Peter. That's not cooking. That's a fire hazard. Peter. The comment section says he's a genius. Meg walks in. Mom, you should start a cooking TikTok. Everyone's doing it. Lois. Oh, I don't know, Meg. I'm not one of those flashy online cooks. Stewie. Yes, Lois, because your style screams culinary beige. That night, Lois tries filming herself making lasagna. Peter barges in wearing an apron that says, Kiss the disaster. Cutaway. Peter in a kitchen fire yelling, It's called flambe, Lois, while the fire department hoses him down. Act 2. Going viral. Meg edits the video with dramatic music and over-the-top captions like, Mom's secret sauce will change your life. It blows up overnight. Lois's follower count skyrockets. Comments pour in, wholesome mom energy. Adopt me please, and is Peter single? Peter. Oh yeah. Lois. No. Soon, brands send Lois free kitchen gadgets. She films daily, making brownies with a cement mixer, cooking an omelet while Peter plays the bagpipes. Extreme slow cooking, putting a roast in the oven for a week. B-plot. Brian snobbery. Brian gets jealous and starts his own elevated cooking channel, Gastronome K9. His first episode, pairing vintage wines with canned tuna. It gets 3 views, all from bots. Cutaway. Brian in a beret serving tuna to 2 pigeons. narrating in fake French. Act 3. The sellout arc. Lois gets invited to compete on America's Next Top TikTok Chef. The host is celebrity chef Gordon Snacksy. Lois, your videos have charm. But can you actually cook? Lois. Of course. Watch me. Peter bursts in holding a turkey on a skateboard. It's Thanksgiving Extreme Edition. The turkey crashes into Snacksy. The clip goes viral for the wrong reasons, trending as #TurkeyGate. Act 4. Crash and recovery. Lois's sponsors drop her. Negative comments flood in. She's a fraud, unfollowed for turkey violence. Opening. Griffin kitchen. Lois is going through a pile of envelopes. Lois. Oh, great. Another letter from the Quahog Elementary PTA. They're having their annual election. Peter. PTA? That's the group that decides if kids get extra recess or extra broccoli, right? Lois. It's a lot more than that, Peter. The current president, Carol DeVries, has been in charge for years and is running unopposed again. Peter. Unopposed? Sounds like when I ran for prom king against no one and still lost. Cutaway. Teenage Peter at prom. The ballot says Peter Griffin and abstain. Results. Abstain wins by a landslide. Peter. I want a recount. Meg. Mom. Why don't you run? Lois. I don't know. PTA politics can get ugly. Stewie. Ugly? Oh, delightful. That's where the real blood sport lies. Peter. Lois, do it. You can finally get revenge on whoever banned chocolate milk at lunch. Lois. That was me, Peter. Peter. Oh. Then done ban it. Then ban it again. Keep them guessing. Act 2. The campaign trail. Griffin living room. Later, Lois announces her candidacy. Peter immediately becomes her campaign manager, wearing sunglasses indoors and carrying a clipboard. Peter. We'll run this like a presidential race. Posters, slogans, dirt on our opponents. Lois. Peter, I'm not smearing anyone. Peter. Too late. I already put up flyers saying Carol once parked in a stork-only space. Cutaway. Carol parking in front of a stork statue, the stork shaking its head disapprovingly. Meg volunteers to run social media. She posts wholesome pictures of Lois and one slow-motion video of her angrily whisking pancake batter with the caption, PTA mom with no mercy. Stewie, ever the schemer, offers debate prep. That's basically propaganda training. Stewie. Remember, Lois, eye contact is power. If your opponent blinks, you've already won. If you don't blink, you've really won, but also maybe creep people out. B-plot. Brian's book club trouble. Brian joins the Quahog Library's serious literature circle, expecting refined conversation. Instead, it's three guys reading fast and furious novelizations. Club leader. This week, Chapter 8. Dom teaches us about family and carburetors. Brian. This isn't literature. Club leader. Then why does it have chapters? Brian decides to elevate the group by bringing in the Great Gatsby. The next meeting, everyone just replaces Gatsby with Vin Diesel and reads it in racing metaphors. Brian. I kinda love it. Act 3. Debate night. Quahog Elementary Gym. Debate moderator Tom Tucker. Tonight, Lois Griffin versus Carol DeVries. Topic 1. Vending machine options. Carol. We must focus on healthy snacks. Lois. Kids deserve treats in moderation. Peter, from the crowd, and by moderation, she means 3 candy bars a day. The debate heats up. Carol accuses Lois of being too lenient on field trip rules. Lois points out Carol's infamous fruit-only Halloween party. Cutaway. Kids sadly eating grapes while a skeleton hands out raisins. Cold open it. Griffin living room, night. Everyone watching TV. A cop drama plays. Peter eats popcorn like it's a race. TV announcer, VO, next on Law and Order. Grocery unit. They crack the case of the missing pudding cups. Peter, puffed up, I could be a cop easy. You just eat donuts and yell freeze a lot. Lois Peter, being a police officer is serious business. Peter Lois, the only serious business I've ever been in was that time I accidentally started a ferret rental service. Cutaway gag, XT, street, day Peter hands a lady a ferret. Peter remember, bring him back by Tuesday and don't let him drive. Brian Peter, the academy isn't easy. You've got to pass physical tests, written exams. Peter Brian, please. I once passed a test where the only question was, are you awake? Stewie chuckles, astonishing. The bar is subterranean. Act 1 Int. Quahog Police Academy. Day. Peter shows up wearing aviator sunglasses and a cop dad t-shirt. Joe Peter, you sure you want to do this? Peter Joe, buddy, I was born for this. Montage. Peter at police training push-up test. Peter does one, then lies down for a nap. Shooting range. Peter shoots the target's hat, then says, headshot, like he's in a video game. Chase drill. Peter gets distracted by an ice cream truck. Int. Police Department. Day Chief of Police hands Peter a badge. Chief, well, somehow you passed. Welcome to the force. Peter sweet. Do I get a siren hat? Opening scene, Griffin kitchen, a Lois is reading the mail at the table. Lois. Peter, the brewery sent another notice. You're late for work again. Peter. Lois, in my defense, my alarm clock didn't go off because I threw it in the toilet last week. Lois. Why on earth would you? Peter. It was mocking me, Lois. The way it ticks smugly. Cutaway. Peter staring at his alarm clock. The clock's hands rotate into middle fingers. Lois sighs. If you don't start showing up, you'll get fired. Peter. Lois. Nobody fires Peter Griffin. I'm like a cockroach, only fatter, lazier, and afraid of the light in the fridge. The phone rings. Lois answers, listens, then hangs up. Lois. Peter, they fired you. Peter. What? But I was just about to call in sick for next week. Act 2, job hunting, Peter-style Brian. Peter, maybe this is a good chance to find something new. Try a job you'll actually care about. Peter. Brian, the only job I care about is the one where they pay me to nap. Brian. So, the Senate? Cutaway. Peter in Congress, sleeping at his desk, accidentally hitting the vote button with his head. Speaker. Motion to replace the national anthem with Baby Got Back passes 1-0. Lois hands Peter a local newspaper. Lois. There's a job fair at the Quahog Civic Center tomorrow. Just try. Peter. Fine, Lois. But I'm dressing for success. Next day, job fair. Peter arrives in a tuxedo t-shirt and cargo shorts.
Cold open int. Griffin living room, afternoon. Peter is flipping TV channels, landing on the Quahog Public Access channel. TV announcer VO, attention, Quahog. The city is hiring local residents to be official tour guides for the summer season. Peter, eyes widening, tour guide? That's perfect for me. I know this town better than anyone. Lois Peter, last week you got lost going to the gas station 2 blocks away. Peter, that's called taking the scenic route, Lois. Very scenic. I saw a raccoon on a scooter. Cutaway gag, ext, alley, day a raccoon rides a tiny scooter, honking a bike horn. Raccoon, hey, pal, you're in my lane. Act 1 int. Quahog Tourism Office, day, Peter walks in, wearing a captain's hat and holding a megaphone. Receptionist, do you have any tour guide experience? Peter, of course. I once gave a tour of my fridge. Cutaway gag, int. Peter's kitchen, night. Peter opens fridge door to a group of confused strangers. Peter, and here we have leftover meatloaf, which I believe is now sentient. Int. Quahog Harbor, first tour day. Peter stands at the front of a trolley full of tourists. Peter, welcome to Quahog. First stop, the place where I once saw Adam West buy 12 gallons of milk for reasons unknown. Tourist, is this on the official itinerary? Peter, buddy, life is the itinerary. Int. Griffin kitchen, night. Lois reads a Yelp review. Lois, worst tour ever. He spent 45 minutes talking about different brands of bacon. Peter, yeah, because it's important. You gotta know your bacons.
Act I, a new career by accident. Opening, Drunken Clam. Peter is telling Cleveland, Quagmire, and Joe about how he fixed the vending machine at work by tipping it over and eating everything inside. Joe. Peter, that's theft. Peter. No, Joe, that's problem solving. A guy at the next table overhears. Guy, you should be a life coach. You clearly think outside the box. Peter. And sometimes inside the vending machine. Cutaway. Peter trapped inside a vending machine, eating snacks in the dark while whispering, best job ever. Griffin living room. Later, Peter tells Lois he's quitting the brewery to become a professional life coach. Lois. Peter, you've never even successfully coached yourself through brushing your teeth without eating the toothpaste. Peter. That's called multitasking, Lois. Act 2. Coaching chaos. Peter sets up shop in the park with a folding chair, a sign reading, Peter Griffin, life coach, $10 or a sandwich. His clients include a guy wanting advice on proposing. Peter suggests doing it on a water slide. A woman struggling with time management. Peter tells her to sleep more and stop doing boring stuff. Brian. Peter tells him to stop trying so hard to sound smart and just wear a monocle. Cutaway, Brian wearing a monocle and suddenly being asked to host a tea party for British squirrels. Surprisingly, Peter's unfiltered nonsense gains a following. Local news runs a story. Unlicensed life coach inspires confused Quahog residents. B-plot. Stewie's rivalry. Stewie is annoyed that Peter's being seen as some kind of guru. Stewie. This man's idea of personal growth is eating his way out of a ball pit. Brian. That actually happened, didn't it? Cutaway. Peter covered in plastic balls and pizza grease, shouting, I win. Stewie starts his own rival service. Stewie Griffin. Baby genius coaching for adults. His clients actually improve, which makes Peter feel threatened. Act 3. The seminar. Peter books the Quahog Civic Center for a massive life mastery seminar. Lois. Peter, do you even have a plan? Peter. Of course. Step 1. Fill the room. Step 2. Say stuff. At the seminar, Peter's slides include, don't trust elevators, always keep a sandwich in your sock. Dream big, nap often. Stewie crushes the event with his own PowerPoint titled, Why Peter is the Last Person You Should Listen to. Peter retaliates by making the audience chant Coach Pete until Stewie's drowned out. Cold open it. Griffin living room. Evening. Peter is eating microwaved nachos while watching a fancy cooking competition on TV. TV announcer. VO. Tonight on Quahog's Top Chef, 5-star meals judged by people with refined taste and zero mercy. Peter, scoffing, refined taste? I got refined taste. I can tell the difference between Cheetos and store-brand cheesy poofs with my eyes closed. Lois. Peter, that's not a skill. Peter, oh yeah? Remember when I guessed that the mystery meat at the school cafeteria was actually possum? Cutaway gag int. School cafeteria, day lunch. Lady drops tray. Possum runs across the floor with a chef's hat. Peter. VO called it. Act 1 int. The drunken clam. Night. Peter Quagmire, Cleveland, and Joe drinking beer. Horace, you guys hear the Quahog Gazette is looking for a new food critic? Peter, a food critic? That's perfect for me. I already criticize food all the time. Remember that time I yelled at a taco? Cutaway gag, YXT, taco truck. Day Peter shakes a taco. Peter, why you so good but fall apart so fast? Int. Griffin kitchen. Next day, Peter typing loudly on a laptop with one finger. Lois, Peter, what are you doing? Peter, my first review. The top 5 cheeseburgers that made me cry in a good way. Stewie, I await the Pulitzer. Opening. The Drunken Clam. Peter, Quagmire, Cleveland, and Joe sit at their usual table. Peter, you guys ever notice how wings here taste different on Tuesdays? Quagmire, that's because on Tuesdays they use the economy chicken. Cleveland, economy chicken? Quagmire, yeah, it's mostly chicken, but also dreams that never came true. Cutaway, a sad chicken in a business suit sighing at a rejected Shark Tank idea folder. Peter complains about the soggy fries loud enough for the bartender to overhear. Bartender, hey, if you're gonna critique, maybe you should put it online. Peter, online? Like with computers? Griffin kitchen later. Peter types a dramatic review on Quahog Eats website. The fries were limper than my will to live after watching a 3-hour documentary on spoons. It accidentally goes viral. By morning, the clam changes its fries recipe, and Peter's inbox is full of requests to review other places. Lois. Peter, people are actually listening to you? Peter. Yep. I'm like Gordon Ramsay, except I don't know how to cook, and I'm scared of lambs. Cutaway. Peter in a petting zoo running from a gentle lamb. It knows too much. Act 2. Rise of a critic. Peter starts reviewing everything. Quahog Diner. Best pancakes if you ignore the fact they look like maps of Rhode Island. Don's Donuts. These donuts cured my seasonal depression, then gave me summer depression. Meg's Lunchbox. No comment. Tom Tucker invites Peter on the evening news as Quahog's most influential food voice. Peter wears a beret and monocle for credibility. Stewie, intrigued by Peter's sudden authority, decides to use him to get better snack options at daycare. Stewie, Peter, if you give my daycare a bad review, they'll be forced to replace carrot sticks with churros. Peter, consider it done. Tiny client. B-plot. Brian's culinary column. Brian feels jealous and pitches a refined food column to the Quahog Times. His first piece, The Philosophical Sandwich, an inquiry into meaning between 2 slices of bread. It gets one like from a bot selling mayonnaise. Brian, I'm trying to elevate the discourse, Lois. Lois, well, maybe stop using words like epistemological in a grilled cheese review. Act 3. The backlash. Peter's reviews become increasingly absurd, complaining that clam chowder isn't trying hard enough, demanding restaurants add more trampolines, rating a salad 8 out of 10 because it made me feel like a sexy rabbit. Business owners unite against him. Quagmire warns, Pete, you're making enemies in every kitchen in Quahog. Peter, enemies are just friends I haven't shared nachos with yet. Cutaway. Peter offering nachos to a mob. They eat them, then keep chasing him. Cold open it. Griffin living room. Day. Peter is on the couch watching a cheesy daytime self-help show. TV host VO. Remember, you can change your life if you buy my $399 Change Your Life starter kit. Peter, puffed up. Huh, I could do that. I'm full of advice. Lois. Peter, you once told Chris that sunscreen is just mayo for your skin. Peter, yeah, and look how nice and shiny he looked at that barbecue. Cutaway gag. XT. Backyard. Day. Chris is slathered in mayo, surrounded by flies, smiling awkwardly. Act 1 int. Griffin kitchen. Next day, Peter sets up a banner reading, Peter's perfect life plans. He wears a whistle and aviator sunglasses. Peter, from now on, I'm a life coach. First client, Brian. Brian, I'm not interested. Peter, lesson 1. Say yes to opportunities. Brian, fine, yes. Peter, see? You're already learning. That'll be $50. Int. Drunken clam, night. Peter gives advice to Quagmire, Cleveland, and Joe. Peter, rule number 7. If life gives you lemons, throw them at a guy who looks like he deserves it. Quagmire, I'm starting to think you're just making this up. Peter, oh really? Well, rule number 8. Never admit you're making it up. Cold open it. Griffin living room, night. Peter is watching an action movie where the background extras run dramatically. Peter, hey, those guys in the back are making more money than me just for running around. I could totally do that. Lois, Peter, being a movie extra isn't as easy as it looks. Peter, Lois, I've been extra my whole life. Cutaway gag, int. Grocery store. Day, Peter dramatically slow-mo walks into the store with wind blowing through his hair while holding a loaf of bread. Act 1 int. Quahog Community Center. Day, Peter sees a flyer. Casting call for background extras, Quahog movie shoot. Peter, this is my big break. Int. Movie set. First day, director shouts instructions. Peter stands in a fake city street scene. Director, okay. Peter, just walk from that store to that corner. Don't look at the camera. Peter, got it. Immediately stares at camera and waves. Hi, Mom. Director, cut. Int. Griffin kitchen. Night, Peter brags to family. Peter, turns out I'm a natural. I even made my own lines. Brian, extras aren't supposed to have lines. Peter, rules are just suggestions written by boring people. Peter sprawled across the couch, watching a rerun of Cops, Quahog edition. On screen, a drunk guy in a chicken costume runs from police. Peter, oh man, I love the realism in this show. I mean, you can't script this kind of chaos. Cutaway. Peter in a chicken costume being chased by cops, only to stop and buy ice cream mid-pursuit. One cop joins him for a cone. Lois walks in holding a grocery bag. Lois. Peter, can you at least take out the trash today? Peter. Lois, I would, but I'm in the middle of something very important. Lois. Important? You're eating cheese puffs off your stomach. Peter. Yeah, but if I move, the puff distribution gets messed up. It's science, Lois. Brian enters, holding a stack of mail. Brian, you got a letter from the Quahog Science Fair Committee. Peter, opening it, reading aloud, Dear Mr. Griffin, as the reigning champion of last year's Most Useless Invention Award, Lois, what did you invent again? Peter, oh, the Sockomatic. It puts your socks on for you, but only if you're already wearing shoes. Cutaway. Peter in sneakers trying to pull socks over them while the machine keeps slapping him in the face. Brian, they want you back as a guest judge. Peter, oh ho ho Lois, this is my big chance to shape the scientific future of Quahog. Who knows? Maybe I'll discover the next Albert Einstein. Or at least the guy who figured out you can microwave a Pop-Tart with the foil still on. The gymnasium is full of kids showing off projects. Stewie is there with an ominous-looking machine that hums faintly. Stewie. Gentlemen, behold, the interdimensional quantum gateway. Brian, you built another portal? Didn't that go horribly wrong last time? Stewie. Yes, but this time I've accounted for dimensional drift, temporal anomalies, and Peter. Brian. Peter? Stewie. In my calculations, 83% of catastrophic outcomes involve Peter. Peter's across the room judging a volcano that farts confetti and laughing hysterically. Stewie, rolling his eyes, case in point. Peter wanders over to Stewie's booth. Peter, whoa, cool. What does this thing do? Make smoothies? Stewie. Yes, Peter, it makes smoothies, with the added side effect of bending the fabric of reality. Peter, neat. Can I press the big red button? Stewie, absolutely not. That button is. Peter slams the button. The machine whirs violently, lights flashing, the air rippling. A swirling vortex bursts open, sucking in the table next to them, and the kids standing behind it.
Int.
Griffin living room. Day Peter is sprawled out on the sofa, surrounded by snacks. Crumbs litter the floor. TV announcer, VO, and now Quahog News with Tom Tucker. Tom Tucker on TV. Good evening, Quahog. The city is launching its Healthy Quahog initiative to help residents live longer, fuller lives. Peter, scoffing, pfft. Yeah, right. The only thing fuller in my life is this bag of Doritos. Lois, Peter, you should take better care of yourself. You can't just eat junk food all day. Peter, Lois, if my body's a temple, it's the kind with a gift shop and a Cinnabon. MEG, rolling eyes. Yeah, we noticed. Peter, oh, and here I thought the only thing you noticed was the sound of people unfollowing you on Instagram. MEG, you know what? Dad, I am gonna be an influencer. You'll see.
Int.
City Hall. Next day, Mayor West stands at a podium with a banner reading, Healthy Quahog Initiative. Mayor West, citizens of Quahog, we're making a change. And we're starting with, spots Peter in the crowd eating a hot dog. You.
Peter, me?
Why me? Mayor West, because you are eating a hot dog during a health speech. That kind of bravery inspires people. Peter, yeah, sure. I'll do it. To himself, free t-shirt, here I come.
Int.
Griffin kitchen. Night Lois serves Peter a plate of grilled chicken and broccoli. Peter, Lois, I can't eat this. It's green. Food shouldn't be green unless it's lime jello. Lois, Peter, this is part of the program. You have to set a good example. Episode title: Peter becomes a teacher. Cold open it. Griffin kitchen morning. Peter is eating cereal straight from the box. Lois flips through the Quahog Gazette. Lois, Peter, listen to this. James Woods High is short on substitute teachers. Peter, pfft, teaching's easy. You just tell people stuff and make them watch a movie when you get tired. Brian, that's depressingly accurate in some districts. Stewie, yes. Let's put the intellectual development of America's youth in the hands of a man who thinks pie is just the thing you eat on Thanksgiving. Peter, it is. And it's delicious with Cool Whip. Act 1 Int. James Woods High. Day Principal Shepard greets Peter. Principal Shepard, we're desperate. You're hired. Peter, wow, that was fast. Do I need a teaching degree? Principal Shepard, nope. Just a pulse and the ability to yell.
Int.
Classroom. First day, Peter stands at the chalkboard, wearing a too-tight sports coat. Peter, all right, class. Today's lesson, life skills. Rule number 1, never trust a guy with 2 first names. Rule number 2, always get the chili cheese fries after payday. Student, are we gonna learn math? Peter, this is math. Life math. Cutaway gag it. Casino. Night Peter at a blackjack table. Peter, life math. If you lose twice in a row, bet triple. It's called Peter's Law. Immediately loses. Peter, okay, new law. Don't do that. Act I, nap time is over. Opening, Griffin living room. Lois is on the phone, pacing. Lois. Yes, Mrs. Noodleman. We'll pay for the broken puppet stage. No, I didn't know my husband was inside it. Peter, on the couch with an ice pack. Lois, I was method acting as Punch from Punch and Judy. The kids loved it until the part where I stole their snacks. Cutaway. Peter in a puppet show, yelling, "Gimme your goldfish crackers." Kids scream as he runs. Lois hangs up. Stewie, you're starting preschool next week. No more running around the house with flamethrowers. Stewie, oh please, Lois. Preschool is just daycare with crayons. I need intellectual stimulation, not paste eating contests. Brian, flipping through the paper. It says here your new school has the largest treasure chest of educational toys in Rhode Island. Stewie, treasure chest, you say? Intriguing, purely from an academic perspective. Brian, sure. Stewie smirks. And by academic, I mean criminal. I'm going to steal it. Act 2, planning the caper, Stewie's room, late night. Stewie has blueprints spread across the floor. Operation Blockbuster. Stewie. Brian will infiltrate during nap time, neutralize the hall monitor, and extract the chest before the juice boxes arrive. Brian, what's the hall monitor? A teacher? Stewie, worse. A 4-year-old named Jimmy with a whistle and unchecked power. Cutaway, Jimmy stopping a toddler for jaywalking in the play yard, writing a ticket in crayon. Stewie recruits Meg as a lookout. Meg, why me? Stewie, because no one notices you. In a heist, invisibility is currency. Meg, wow, thanks. Stewie, not a compliment. Meanwhile, Peter overhears treasure and assumes it's literal gold. He ropes in Quagmire and Cleveland to help Stewie move house. Quagmire, you mean rob a preschool? Peter, rob is such a strong word. I prefer kid-friendly acquisition. Act 3. The heist goes down preschool. Nap time. Kids snore in sleeping bags. Stewie tiptoes past, wearing a tiny ski mask. Brian, you're seriously dressed like a bank robber? Stewie, presentation matters. Cold open it. Griffin living room. Day. Peter is napping. Lois scrolls through her phone. Stewie enters, wearing a miniature suit and carrying a laptop the size of a Pop-Tart. Stewie, everyone. I've decided to join the modern economy and start my own disruptive tech company. Peter, disoriented from nap. Did you say destructive? Because I'm already in on that. I once destroyed a Sparrow with a sneeze. Cutaway gag it. Mall food court. Day. Peter sneezes violently. A whole Sparrow collapses in slow motion. People run, pizza slices in hand. Back to scene. Brian, let me guess. Stewie, an app that spies on people while pretending to help them? Stewie, please, Brian. I'd never be that obvious publicly. No, my startup is called Binky, the Uber for baby products. Lois, that doesn't sound safe. Stewie, neither does your meatloaf, but here we are. Act 1 int. Griffin kitchen. Later, Stewie sets up a folding table, complete with a branded Binky banner and fake stock charts. Stewie, alright. Family, I need seed funding.
Who's in? Peter, I don't know. Stewie.
Last time I invested in something, it was a company that made invisible sunglasses. Cutaway gag, EXT, street, day. Peter bumps into trash cans, parked cars, and a street performer while wearing invisible sunglasses. Peter, I look amazing. Back to scene. Brian, you even have a business plan? Stewie, of course. Step 1, raise funds. Step 2, disrupt the baby supply chain. Step 3, rule the toddler market before nap time. Chris, what's a supply chain? Cold open. The edge of the portal. The gym floor is splintered where the vortex chewed through it like a cosmic wood chipper. Wind howls from the rift. Act 2 int. Quahog Zio. Elephant enclosure. Day. Peter is tasked with bathing an elephant, named Dumpling. Armed with a garden hose and a bubble wand, things quickly spiral out of control. Peter, alright, Dumpling, let's get you squeaky clean. Dumpling sprays Peter instead. Peter flies back, clutching tightly onto the hose while windsurfing on the muddy ground. Other zoo visitors cheer. Zoo manager, sighing, just when you think you've seen it all. EXT, Zookeeper Lounge, day, Peter takes a break with his coworker, Carl, who is a wise talking parrot. Carl, parrot, so what's the plan, Petey? Peter, I figure I'll get this down by sheer luck, or sheer luck will get me down. Carl, cackling, that's actually terrifying. ACT-3EXTZO, night. The highlight of the chaos begins with Peter inadvertently leaving several gates unlocked. A chimpanzee marches out, followed by an entourage of fascinated flamingos. Peter, trying to catch the chimp. Hey, get back here. This isn't Jungle Book live action. EXT, Quahog Main Street, night. The animals parade through the town. Peter, Stewie, and Brian chase after them in the Griffin family car. Brian, what's the zoo correct protocol in this situation? Peter, panicked. Oh, just diving headfirst into regrettable life choices. EXT, Quahog Zio, night. Lois, Meg, and Chris await as the chase returns zoo animals safely back to the parking lot. Lois, sighing. We really should have seen this coming. Chris, can I keep the giraffe?